All right, very, very special guest today on the 411, the busiest man in rock today, Chester Bennington. You know what? I might have undersold that. The busiest man in the world today, I think. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Your band has reached the level that you never really have to play what we call mid-sized markets like ours. But, dude, thanks for headlining our little show in May.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, there's a kind of great bands on it still, so... I think it's going to be a great show.
I'm looking forward to it. Not only, of course, your band, you're headlining, but Sublime with Rome, always cool, and Congos. And I'll share a little secret with you, Chester. We haven't announced this. We can do it now. We just added New Politics and Nico Vega to the bill, so a couple more cool bands.
Awesome, yeah. Those guys are great.
Yeah, New Politics. Have you ever shared a stage with those guys?
I played a couple festivals with those guys with Stone Temple Pilots and got to, get to know them a little bit, and they're very cool.
Did David challenge you to a dance-off at all?
No, he hasn't challenged me yet, no.
You would lose, unfortunately. That guy is a very, very good dancer.
And I am a very, very bad dancer, so...
Hey, I'd still watch it, regardless. Maybe we can make that happen. I said earlier you were busy. What's like the typical day for Chester Bennington like right now?
Well, it's starting to get pretty busy, but we've been in the studio. I mean, there are days where, I could be in the studio for 12 hours. Like yesterday, I think we started doing press like around 9, and
right.
I got out of the studio at 11 or something like that, or, midnight. So
yeah, no, I like sleep too much for that. That's insane.
There are times where it's pretty busy, but come on, I'm in a band. I mean, I just get to make music with my friends,
Well, you made some big news today. I was going to ask you if you had any details for us, but the details have kind of come out. The Hunting Party, your new album, tell us about it.
It's definitely the heaviest record we've ever made.
Wow.
For sure. It's extremely guitar heavy. The drumming is insane. I would say the heart and soul of the record are the drums and the guitars, for sure.
Nice.
And most of our records are pretty a mixed bag of styles. You can get songs that are rock heavy, you can get songs that are electronic heavy, mid-tempo songs, heavy songs, hip-hop songs, So
sure.
On this record, it's pretty much just all balls all the time, and so it's going to take some people. I think it's going to make a lot of people very happy, but I also think it's going to take a lot of people by surprise, for sure.
Well, we're in a music climate right now where a lot of rock guitar-driven music has kind of been pushed aside, so it's refreshing that you guys are kind of returning to that.
Well, that's the reason why we did it.
Right.
This is not a dig at any of the bands that are out, because I actually like a lot of the bands that are out, like the songs they're making.
Sure.
But that's cool. But we also want to we want something heavier and kind of just a little more intense. There's just not anything out there right now. There's a void that we feel is happening right now in rock music, and we're kind of in a very particular position because we can pretty much write whatever we want.
Sure.
And, whatever kind of song we want to make, we can make it. And
well, that's refreshing, and that kind of brings me to my next point I wanted to get to is I was listening to Hybrid Theory the other day, and of course that's the album that put you guys on the map and made you household names. And I mean this in the most complimentary way possible, but Hybrid Theory sounds like the era it was from, late 90s, turn of the decade. A lot of the bands from that era have either faded or dissolved, but you guys are every bit as strong today. And maybe I answered my own question, but why do you think that is?
I agree with you. That's one of the reasons why we decided, at Minutes to Midnight, after we made Meteora, it was basically, volume 1 and 2, Hybrid Theory. And we helped create this scene, and it's really cool, and it's something new, and it's something different, but now it's kind of not new, and it's kind of not cool anymore, and it kind of isn't very different. And if we keep doing this, we're going to be stuck in this. So we decided, to put our nuts on the line and shift gears and go in a completely different direction on every record after that. And really, that, I think, it's like being in a new band every record.
Yeah.
And we didn't really feel the restriction that we were starting to feel as Meteora was becoming popular as well. So that kind of helped us just kind of be able to expand ourselves. And I think that's the reason why, we've remained relevant. And, I think with this record, this record makes Hybrid Theory seem like an Iron and Wine record.
Wow. I'm going to use, that's going to be the quote. That's your trade quote, I think. We're going to use. Well,
and I love Iron and Wine.
Yeah, exactly. I thought 1,000 Suns was one of the most adventurous, kind of daring albums that any band's put out in quite some time. So I speaking for myself, I really appreciate the different styles that you've been coming with. And speaking for this town, Tucson, which is very much a rock town, I think we're very thankful that you guys decided to return to a guitar-driven album. We're really excited for the Hunting Party, which I guess comes out June 17th. Is that right?
It's somewhere around there.
Will you have any other songs ready to play May 24th at KFMADAY?
I think so. I definitely think we're going to be adding some, as many tracks. Here's the thing that's also kind of interesting about this record. Like, on the last few records, we've been really pushing the experimental side, and, obviously I think 1,000 Suns was like in my opinion, it was like, it's the best record that we had written.
Right.
This record is like, we can write literally hundreds of versions of songs that sound like Iridescent and Numb and all this kind of stuff.
Sure.
And they're great songs, but when we start putting it into a set and trying to play, and start playing those songs live, it kind of starts to just become where we're just kind of standing around and singing songs.
Yeah, they want to move around a little bit. Yeah, I get you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
We got to start writing more up-tempo songs. And like when we wrote, songs like Lost in the Echo, we came up with Living Things. Like we intentionally were writing heavier, more up-tempo songs because we wanted to put more up-tempo songs in the set when we played live.
That's awesome.
This time around, we were like, dude, we need to put at least 1 or 2 tracks on this record that kind of take things down because, honestly, like, and I'm not exaggerating, when I listened to the record for the first time in the sequence that we wanted to put it in,
right.
By the time we got halfway through the record, like, dude, I'm exhausted, and I'm just sitting here.
Can't wait. Chester, our guest today on the 411, the lead singer of Linkin Park, headlining KFMADAY May 24th. Tickets are just $35 on sale tomorrow. That's a ridiculous price, right?
That's a great price, honestly.
I agree.
To see all those bands, it's amazing. I commend you guys for doing that, too, because it shows that you actually care about the people that are coming to the show.
I appreciate it. So we've built a pretty successful formula over the past 15 years with this thing, and we try to keep prices low, and luckily every once in a while we snag a huge band like you guys. So thanks again for coming to Tucson.
Yeah, no problem, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
And it's literally so far at least the only spring show you've announced. You're of course touring later with 30 Seconds to Mars and AFI, but this is really kind of a special exclusive event.
Yeah, we're going to be gearing up to go out and hit Europe, and we're going to come back and play North America with it. We've been thinking, like, we haven't played a lot of markets for a really, really long time.
Yeah. It's been 12 long years, Chester. 12 long years here.
Isn't that crazy?
I know.
It's weird. So that's what we're aware of that. And so, that's one of the reasons why we're excited to come down and play Tucson, because we know that we haven't been there for a really long time, and it's time for us to get back.
Well, we're happy to see you. We'll be doing that in 6 short weeks. Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, our guest today on the 411. Thanks so much for calling in, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing you and the guys when you come here to Tucson.
Yeah, it'll be fun, man.
There you go. A few minutes with the frontman of arguably the biggest band in the world. They are, according to Facebook. Chester Bennington of Linkin Park, our guest today on the 411. You are welcome.